老十一跟老鸡也是好基友了，对吧？你们两个如果用一个词来形容对方的话，会去用什么样的词？
脖子长吧？
都在酒里。
哦，意思两个人其实还是互损的关系，对吧？那有段时间老十一你的 ID 里面 O 的去掉了，哎，这是什么一个情况？
因为鸡哥不在啊，
鸡哥去哪儿了？
不在一个队了呗。
不在一起了呀。
那所以现在回想起来，那段时间是不是觉得缺了点什么？
我觉得没缺啊。
我也觉得。
你们两个现在就是在这次 Major 是住在一间房的，对吧？
对。
啊，两个人就是彼此之间嘴上都不承认，叫刀子嘴豆腐心。啊，那我们也是发现老鸡的这个 old 是从来没去掉过，也叫了很长一段时间了。那有一些外国水友会比较好奇，当初是怎么把这个 old 加上来的呢？
就是刚打职业那会儿，觉得自己年纪比较大嘛，就加上去调侃自己一下。
真的吗？老十一你觉得呢？
我算老了，93年的
，93年都
93年
算老了
的，差不多了，算老选手。
但是其实在，人生的这段旅程上，老十一是比老鸡走的比较靠前的，对吧？老十一你自己在家庭跟职业之间是怎么样去衡量的呢？
我就是一天24小时嘛，就是在打职业的时候训练、看录像、比赛，就是这些算是我的工作吧。然后我工作之外的所有时间就是回归家庭吧。就是这样。
那今天的话也是来到巴黎迪士尼 Major 的第2天，感觉怎么样？有没有比较轻松的感觉？
也挺轻松的吧，周围都是小朋友。
我只知道我的床头都是米老鼠的形状啊。
有种小公主的感觉。
是的，有点。
那我们之前听老十一的一个采访当中说过，自己做的最蠢的一件事情是喝多了酒之后抱着老鸡一顿狂亲，这个事情是真的吗？
应该是真的吧，我甚至都已经忘记我在哪说的这话了。但是隐隐约约还记得，应该是15、16年那会儿的事情吧。
现在是不是有点后悔，当时怎么那么老实就把这件事给招了？那现在给你们一个机会，可以说队内的其他队友有没有做过比较可爱或者比较蠢的事情，可以爆料一下吗？
我没有啊，我不知道啊。
我也不知道。
那这次来到 Major， 你们对自己的一个期望值在哪里？
我觉得是前6吧。
差不多吧，前6、前8吧。
前6、前8。那你们觉得比较强大的对手会是哪些？
老干爹，我觉得老干爹这个比赛应该是个冠军啊。
别笑啊，
鸡哥，你够了。
别笑啊，严肃点。我也觉得老干爹是这个比赛的冠军啊。你看我笑了没？我没笑嘛。
很严肃，对吧？
真的很强，
而且又是主场作战嘛，对不对？没关系，我们也希望 KG 能够拿个冠军回去，毕竟刚刚拿完一个冠军，手还挺热的，还可以再来试一下这次 Major， 对吧？好，十分感谢2位接受我们采访，希望 KG 能够取得一个满意的成绩。
好，谢谢。
On one side, a team that won the previous Dota 2 tournament, and on the other side, a team that came third at the previous Dota 2 Major. It is Keen Gaming versus Fnatic, and after this game, we're hoping to get that battle pass going. So to make sure that happens as fast as we can, we're in the draft of the best of one between these two teams. I'm joined by Tsunami and Kyle. Gentlemen, it should be a very exciting match. In case people are like, what? A best of one with these two teams?
Give some context.
Give some context. That's my question.
Oh, I'll take Fnatic.
Okay.
I'll take Fnatic, you take Keen.
All right.
Fnatic's
Well, the global context is both these teams are top 10 DPC right now.
True.
Yes.
But what specifically with Fnatic?
Fnatic's been playing poorly.
Oh, that was pretty gentle.
Plenty poorly.
Oh, okay. Now we're getting more real.
A prodigious amount of poor plays.
Does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure what it means, Sheaves, because they've had a couple days to think and regroup. I think you brought up, you got Keen, but their group was nuts. They lost to Liquid twice. So, hard to really flame them too hard, I think.
Yeah, lost to Liquid twice.
Well,
they were able to beat Beast Coast.
According to gods, Fnatic just had a bad day. When they were coming to the lower bracket. I mean, it's like you can have a bad day as long as this day is not bad. By the way, Fnatic is also 5th in the DPC at the moment, meaning they're not statistically in. But if they make it if they make it to the next series,
It's like what, 3,600 is the cutoff or whatever?
yeah, they're gonna be
3,500?
and 25, and they're gonna gain 75 points if you win here.
Fnatic
Then
is
they're
in.
extra points.
Fnatic is going to TI. I understand we have a lot of stats people making up these ridiculous scenarios where
Hey,
you know,
never know.
like 10 new teams show up and they
Kyle.
go 1 through 10 at the next major. It's not going to happen.
Kyle,
right now,
you work in Dota 2. We have seen plenty of times games with a 1% win chance
okay,
being won.
you're talking about like a 1% times 1% times 1% to the 10th chance of these things occurring.
All right, let's
And
focus on the draft.
even Doctor Strange can't see a scenario where Fnatic.
Hey, no spoilers.
Doesn't
Let's
go.
look at the draft of Dota 2. I don't know if that was going to be a spoiler, but I just wanted to prevent it.
Yeah. Real quick in the draft.
Yes.
You notice like Nyx Oracle banned out straight away. Keen takes out the Drow. Doom last banned by Fnatic. That makes this first pick Darkseer jump from like a B tier hero in the opener to probably AS because all of the counter picks that people traditionally like to pick up are gone. Yeah, you got the Jug, but it's more of a lane counter than throughout the game.
We did see that one Enchantress picked up. I think her purpose was for, I mean, not between these two teams, but in terms of dispelling purposes for the Ion Shell, because like you mentioned, Oracle's banned out. That's the most popular counter to the Ion Shell spam, so you can purge it off. But the Enchantress was picked up against Abaddon's Aphotic Shield, and it did not find success. I believe that was in the Liquid game. But there are still some options.
Ench Core would be all right in certain scenarios. I think that the Ench support countering Darkseer is just not a thing.
Yeah.
It's just not a thing. You end up Ion Shelling 2 heroes, like you dispel one, the Sand King would stun him, and then the Ench is probably just dead. And they already have Wyvern. It's just not going to be a thing. I think you put these 2 heroes against the Darkseer lane, you spam it out, look to find kills later on, but really you end up trading because Keen just back lane and Jug free farms under tower. So there really isn't much to be said about this 2-on-2 that we most likely have already seen in these teams' openers.
Though for Keen's bans, I like where their head's at. I have always been a fan of targeting Ice because he is the secret sauce in Fnatic. And
Not so secret, but certainly spicy saucy.
yes, and one that is, he has hot and cold moments.
You guys,
Regular Katy Perry.
yeah, you guys are nice on the food and sauce.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I think we all are. All right, so which openings do you guys like first? Which openings do you like? Like, who's having the better start?
They're both solid so far. We got to see where it ends up. But I would say that Keen are very happy that they have Darkseer and
I mean, it's late in the day. These teams have, I don't even know, what do teams whenever they have to play the last match of the day. You're just sitting on pins and needles. You're like, I'm about to be either eliminated from the tournament or I'm about to get a stay of execution.
I think you're going to be playing Dota while watching other players play Dota and see what's new and keep your moments fresh. But actually, we can better ask Kyle, of course, because he's actually been in these situations.
It's tough. I much prefer playing in the meat of the day or even earlier. I think first match, if you're starting at like 9 and it's an arena day, can be rough because it means, you know, you're waking up at like 7.
Yeah.
But ideally, you want to be playing from like noon to 6, I think is fine. Probably like 3 p.m. Like the troll pick. So the Pango for Ice, as you said, you know, he's the critical player to watch on Fnatic as he's often the reason they win or lose. I think it's the right choice here. I like Keen's response with the Lich into this Jug open from Fnatic. It's something we see a lot where if you can just negate the effect of Omni Slash on a team fight, Jug just falls off. He's not really a sustained damage carry. And Pango does a nice job complimenting because you can now Wyvern ulti, and Pango then rolls forward and just you wreck a team fight. But
yeah, I think the reason we just saw Jug have so much success in the Chaos Pain series was because there was a real lack of mitigation. It was pretty much like Templar Assassin relying on her refraction almost, but every single time a hero was isolated, they were getting shredded, whereas a Lich can provide a fair amount of survivability, especially on a hero like Troll who has his own inherent survivability with the Battle Trance.
And also a nice counter pick to the Pango. Very good matchups against both cores selected thus far on Fnatic. If you pop your ult and you just start chain rooting the Pango, you cannot cast any spells.
Yeah.
And it's
you
quite
can shield crash just a little bit. You can shield crash while rooted. It's
I knew
weird.
that.
It's one of the rare movement position things.
I did not know that actually. Why?
Why? You can blast off also.
Why?
I don't know. It's not consistent. Welcome to Dota 2.
Excuse me, Ice Frog. I know you've got time before you release the Battle Pass. Please assist us.
In the previous best of one we saw, it was a team that had the more stable, calm draft that took the cake. Which one of those two would be this, like in this same game around? Who has the draft where you don't need to do much because you're gonna win anyway if the game goes long enough?
I think neither side's there quite yet.
They're pretty even, I think. They've got a mid-game to late-game core with the Troll versus the Juggernaut. Fairly active off-laner with the Pango versus the Darkseer, which both of them will itemize for mid-game, I guess.
I think Fnatic's mid-game, especially team fights around choke points, is going to be better, but Keen's overall ability to scale is going to be superior here. They have an easier time fighting. I think Fnatic are very reliant on great ultimate usage, whereas Keen, at any moment, you could hit a vac into stun on 3, there's your team fight. And Troll's are much better at dealing sustained team fight DPS in comparison to the Jug on Fnatic.
How about this player-to-player, Yi versus Abed? Who do you take? Who would be on your fantasy? Who are you putting shards on?
It's a tough one. I think it's a hero-dependent decision.
I know that, but I'm saying consider their hero pools.
I don't believe that the skill gap between players is even worth discussing, with the small exception of the truly transcendent core players.
Okay.
Notably, players like Mid1, Nisha on Morphling. It's more about player-hero combos in games they have a start, whereas TI5 era, it was just like, well, this player is better.
Right.
If that is the case, then it should be Fnatic that you favor this match, right? Because they got last pick.
Oh, but I love that pick from Keen. I was just about to say, this is terrifying.
They play chicken on Leshrac as well.
Yeah, they do. They have every player capable of Leshrac. They could be putting the Troll mid.
I mean, it has to be a core Lesh, though.
For sure. But it's such a great core Lesh game.
Yi or chicken.
It's rough against Rubik. You don't want to get any of your spells stolen. You have to be so cautious. And this is where the Rubik comes in. And if I'm Fnatic, I'm happy because DJ is on arguably the most impactful 4 position in Dota at the moment. And he has so many spells to impact the game with. If you get Edict early on, you just play the other side of the map as Lesh, and you're taking towers better than he does because of the spell amp attached to it. You actually will solo towers by yourself as Rubik with a level 4 Edict picked up and just that 1 point in your spell amp. It's pretty ridiculous.
How do you feel about a TA for Abed?
I don't like it. I think the draft's too slow. You need more team fight. I'd much rather something like a Storm.
He's played Quap, Death Prophet, Puck. You want to have some faster heroes?
You need something that scales. It has to impact the... Because Keen just took a bit of a mid-game equalizer in the Leshrac.
Ooh! Scales
that works.
For you? Yeah.
That's okay.
Oh, boy.
I'm still a bit frightened for him.
Okay.
But if there's a game to play a BO1, in Abed's not playing Storm, then I would have him on Invoker.
If you're gonna go out with an Abed Invoker.
With Flare. Does that mean that this Invoker pick, does that sway us to Fnatic's side for this best-of-1 elimination match?
No, I think King's got this.
Okay.
This is more. This is closer to what I think is the optimal way to craft a lineup in the patch, and I just think it's the comfort zone for Keen. This is their bread and butter. They've got excellent mid-game. Their team fights on point. They got a ton of cheap, low-cost, low-cooldown spells to skirmish with, and I think they'll scale better too. Unless the Sun, like Abed goes off, or I just gotta lean Keen. It's like 70-30 to me.
I think this Wyvern pick for Fnatic may be the hidden solution, because I think this Troll Warlord, I mean, I don't know how Abed's planning on going, but I think like a Klaus Wex Invoker, which hasn't, like, there have been multiple instances which I thought in this tournament that an Invoker should go Klaus Wex, doesn't happen, ends up going Exor, ends up losing. I don't know if that's a product of the hero or what.
I'll give you that. If he goes Klaus Wex and doesn't lose mid really hard, because I think Troll beats Klaus Wex Invoker pretty hard.
Yeah.
Then I'd make it more 50-50.
All right.
I just fear that he'll get dominated.
Yeah.
Let's find out what's going to happen. There's a lot at stake here in this best-of-1 elimination match at the MDL Disneyland Paris Major, and your voices, or the voices in your ear, will be from OD Pixel and Fogged.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fnatic versus Keen Gaming down here in the lower bracket. Best of 1. I'm OD Pixel and I'm here with Fogged. Let's see what we've got going on as well. The action,
we got a battle.
It's beginning already. Old 11, he heads up to the high ground to see what's up. Kaka, he's the one ahead forward. A bit of a sunstrike to give a little bit of sunburn to the old troll.
Just kidding, we don't have a battle.
I don't. They'll walk it off, they'll back off. But yes, what are we expecting? What do you like? What do you not like? We've got some Invoker going on. Is it enough? Can Abed carry this one through?
Ooh, let's see. There's a lot of fun things in this one, right? We've got a lot of potential for combos on Fnatic, and we do love our combos. We have Winter Wyvern, we have Curse with Invoker and Pango. That is a really fun one. If they do ever end up getting some good curses in that mid-game, we will expect to see quite a big follow-up on that one. And the Rubik, like they were mentioning, DJ, has a plethora of spells to steal this game. He has Sand King, he has Leshrac, he has Lich. All of these are good targets for him to get spells from in the mid-game. So we'll see how that plays out and see how these lanes play out too, because at the moment it does look like we have a try versus try, which is always really fun.
Well, the question is, which try is going to come out on top?
Nice. Actually, getting chased a little bit with Edict.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit of tickle damage there between the two of them. Old Chicken and the Ice up top, which, as you say, with the try being down bottom, that is going to remain a 1-for-1 for now until we see any sort of supports move up to take away their attention from the bottom. But I could certainly see it all getting a little bit gritty down on this bottom lane between the 6 of them, all making sure that, well, obviously Keen Gaming wanting to ensure the good start for Mr. Old 11, and MP who needs that support backup to make sure this pressure is not too much for him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the immediate moves, like you were saying, and I mean, it's a Jug versus Darkseer. We see this one a lot, but Darkseer and Sand King, this is an old classic. We used to see a lot of pressure coming out from them, and Sand King, we've seen the rise of this hero a lot more, but this has always been one of Kaka's favorites and one of his best. When he was playing on Newbie, he used to play it so often. It is one of his top 2 heroes. He has heavy impact on it. And looking at the mid lane really quickly, we did see Abed get a D-ward right at the start there, so we see he's already off to a good start on this first 2 waves.
And how should an Invoker do against the Troll? I mean, do you sort of agree with the logic of Carl saying he wants to see this sort of Quas-Wex Invoker going down the line? I mean, what happened? How is the outlook for the different builds this game and for an Invoker?
I agree with Kyle, yeah. I think he can actually go for the 2-0-2, and then he can start putting the points in the Wex. I think it's the Tornado has really, really good value when you're playing versus like Darkseer. You can remove the Ion Shell off of multiple targets. You can kite the Troll just for a little bit longer during his ultimate. And then also you're going to be building an Urn or a Spirit Vessel. And speaking of the Kaka, Sand King from earlier tries to make a move mid.
At the same time in mid, though, the wraparound jabs, he's able to sneak past the tower and he gets that courier. So that is the dire courier gone.
All right.
So more fortune and favor for Abed. As you say, getting the early D ward. The sentry has now been placed down by Keen in terms of replacing it, but the fact that Keen Gaming, they've also lost that courier.
Yeah. I'm wondering if he'll do the phase boots into Urn, and if he wants to go for straight Spirit Vessel or something as this Invoker. If he goes for the Quaswex, that is, because he's versus a Troll Warlord. So always having that Vessel can be even more favorable for your team. But we'll see which build he does want to go for, of course. As we see more D-Ward action, of course, in that mid lane.
Both supports hovering around Kaka. They want to try and get a look in, but Jabs being there as the wall between Kaka and Abed, making sure that Abed doesn't get gone upon. Top lane, DJ getting a little low here as the duos fight between the two of them. Ice and DJ trying to go against Chicken and Dark, and Fnatic will be the ones to lose that trade as Old Chicken gets the first blood. Kills off DJ.
It's a very strong lane from Keen here. Sure, Lich is starting to run out of mana. He had to use a lot of it just to keep spamming out that Frost Blast in particular, but these two ranged heroes just constantly poking and prodding. Quite frustrating. Ice is doing pretty well up here, though, already, because he was in that 1v1 at the start. But now it's going to be a battle of efficiency, right? We have the Jug MP bottom. He's left alone, so he's going to have to manipulate and pull creeps into neutrals to make sure that he can keep and match the farm of the Darkseer, who's going to just be pulling the creeps into neutral camps as well and making sure he can just increase that farm. So, yeah, battle of efficiency of who can get the most out of these two.
Yeah, and Old 11, of course, already level 4, so not too much that level 1 Jabs can do on the Wyvern to just disrupt this sort of farming from Old 11.
It's still very important, though, that he was able to kill the courier. Now that means Soul Ring can't get delivered on time. Like, so many of these items that are kind of crucial for the Keen start are delayed a little bit, but they will be spawning at least in about that 5 seconds, so they'll pick all those up right afterwards.
The only core getting slightly left behind at the moment is Ice on that top lane, proving to be just a bit of a trickier one for him to get stuck in and get the CS mid lane. Abed just get wrapped around upon Kaka. Finds the Burrow Strike. Abed with the Forge Spirit and the Cold Snap onto the Troll, slowing down Yee's advances. Abed, Fairy Fire Pop. He'll be able to turn, does still go down as Keen Gaming get the kill. See if Jabs can at least pick up a trade in return onto Yee. DJ with the wraparound. They should find the Troll. Telekinesis into the right clicks. Fade Bolt, and Yee will go down as Fnatic do get the trade back. But not before Yee gets that all-important kill on Abed in that mid lane.
Top, we see them just trying to go for these dive plays. They picked up Arcane Boots pretty early on, unless they actually glyph the creep to make sure that one dire creep stays alive so they can make sure they don't get dove or pressured too hard from it, but Dark won't just go down anyway.
2-2 at the moment. 11. It's definitely the bit of the worry I feel for Fnatic, that this Darkseer is going to hit all of these quick item timings. He's just able to do this, cut the creep wave. They don't have a way to deal with this Fnatic. This Darkseer is going to have this absolutely free start to the game.
But MP's having a great time too. He hasn't missed like any last hits down bottom either. You see he's got that 8 last hits per minute at the 5-minute mark. He's even now maybe going to get a kill on Kaka here.
He did already use the Burrow Strike, and Abed, he's going to even be able to join in on the fun. Gets the last touch with the Sunstrike. So more money and gold for that mid Invoker.
Dream. And now MP will do what I was talking about of just keeping to pull those creeps into the neutral camps. And like I said, 40 last hits.
He's doing well.
At the 5-minute mark is like almost perfect CSing.
Doing everything to his full potential with that control. And being 6, he has got that kill threat. He's looking to try and utilize it as they head over towards Old 11, wanting to get a big usage out of that first Omni Slash. And there we have it, MP. Not only perfect CS, but perfect read. Sees an opportunity with the supports to team up and finally put an end to Old 11's reign in the jungle, and it's a successful play.
Yeah, it's not often you see a ward being placed in the defensive jungle that early, right? Like, it's 5 minutes in and they have a ward in by their own shrine. But when you're playing versus these heroes that are cutting creeps constantly, your Darkseers, your Axes, or whatever, you want to be able to do that to be able to watch them. And it does net themselves. Net them a pretty big kill here. As we are seeing Abed doing that build that we were talking about, you go 2-0-2 and then you start putting those points in your Wex and you go for your Urn so that you can be that mover around the map that your team might need.
On top lane, I'll check him.
Connects.
Does find it. Needs Dark to close the gap. Frost Armor's going to be there to help him slow down DJ a little bit, but on the back, Ice, and the Sunstrike help from Abed picks off Dark. Now they'll turn back towards Old Chicken. The Courier is also flying through in the midst of this all, as Old Chicken will be chased. Splinter Blast perfectly placed down, as that'll be a double kill for Ice on the top lane. Down bottom, Keen Gaming trying to make a play in return as they'll look towards MP, but he's got the healing ward out. He's going to have Blade Fury back up in a couple of seconds as well, so there is no threat upon him. MP's more than fine to back off underneath the tower. As Fnatic starting to make these quick plays around the map, getting these favorable kills and not losing anything in return.
And they're enabling their Rubik quite a bit here by doing it. DJ picking up a couple of those kills and being involved 2-1 and 2. He's got Arcane Boots finished level 4. Now they're going to put pressure on this tower when they do have this catapult here. Chicken's trying to cut his way, trying to sneak around.
A little careful. I mean, DJ does still, he's got a lift or a fade bolt. There's the lift into the Rolling Thunder. Jab's rolling around as well. Old Chicken, he needs backup, but he needs it now. TPs are coming in, but the Rolling Thunder setup into the Sunstrike. Couple more hits, but Old Chicken gets the kill on Ice Ice Ice. Will be able to bring down the Pango with him. And Keen Gaming, can they look for the cleanup? Yi and Dark coming in to pick up more. They'll get the rundown onto DJ. Jab should be able to get back to safety. But Keen reacting. Sure, they lose Old Chicken, but they will manage to take a core and a support in turn.
Action-packed early game. 11 kills already at the same minute mark. Now they're going to start, looks like they're going to leave the Sand King Kaka. He's not gotten the most levels this game, put him mid until Yi's just going to jungle. They do have a stack up top too. There's a double stack he might look to try to clear. All right, level 7 Darkseer. So the one thing is, like, Sand King might not have the most levels, but you know, Darkseer is always the one that enables you a lot more. So you can just always have that Ion Shell on him when he does look to make some moves, but does need a couple more levels just on the Sand King for the time being.
I mean, they're trying to have a bit of a go on to Old 11 again, saving that telekinesis for after he's used the Surge. Still, the remainder of the Surge is long enough to get himself away. A bit of a block there as well with that Helm of the Dom set. As 11, it's got to be a little careful. With the Helm of the Dom, he has got that regen, he's especially with that aura, plus 21 HP per second. So unlikely to be low enough for them to find a kill potential with the Omni Slash. Still, though, Keen Gaming deciding to put more backup behind him. They've got 3 heroes down here.
Ooh,
maybe see if they can get MP. Yeah, instantly. As soon as he's aware that there's trouble in the neighborhood, Blade, Fury, and a TP to safety to the opposite side of the map. He's going to head up to top. There will be the space for Keen Gaming to keep the pressure onto that tier 1 tower bottom. They've got to be careful. Around this top lane, Yi, he's getting initiated on by Ice Ice Ice. Rolling Thunder, perfectly laid down, hits both of them, comes back and hits Yi a second time. Now with MP, that TP moving him up to this top lane to allow him to go in with the Blade Fury. On towards Yi, on towards Dark. They get both of them. MP reading the map perfectly. Fnatic know they can make a play up top, and they'll make it. And they'll be able to push onto this tier 1 tower as well. They do end up losing the tier 1 tower bottom, but still, that move and the big kill onto the troll up top is that's gonna mean a lot for them moving on, slowing down Yi's farm.
I mean, MP's playing a very, very good early game here, just getting all the successful moves in. Even though he had like the little bit of a slowdown when he had the TP top, it ends up being fine because he's going to get a tower more than likely out of it too, plus that kill. And it looks like they're just having Abed farm a little bit here so he can get a couple more levels as that Invoker in the mid lane. He has the Urn finished up now, though, and the level 4 Wex, so this is go time now.
Okay.
That's the key for the Invoker. Gives you a little bit better.
Straight back into the action. Old Chicken, maybe feeling a bit confident because of that aggressive play from Fnatic up top, but Fnatic, they're just so quick around the map. Abed, as you say, moving around. He's on top of Old Chicken. They do get the wall drop down. 11 should be able to pick up at least 2 of these, as DJ's trapped in the trees, will get them. So able to get the supports for the loss of his Leshrac.
Picks up Urn charges, though, on Abed. They lose 2 heroes for it, but at least now he has that, so he can make use of his Cold Snap with it in particular to make some rotations around. But yeah, quick moves by both sides. Right? Keen is quickly responding to any of that aggression.
Old 11 just continuing this heavy pressure on this bottom lane. They're hunting for Abed. Kaka's here as well. Abed turns with the Tornado, holds back the Sand King momentarily. They've got the dust prepared. The Ghost Walk, will it be enough to keep him safe? He's trying to run away, but the micro control, Old 11 and that Centaur stomp down Abed. They get the pick off. Ice Ice Ice, Rolling Thunder, another bounce out onto the 2 of them. The shield crashes there. We'll get the swashbuckle on Old 11. Kaka will be able to TP out in the trees. Old 11, is there any escape for him? He has Surge. He'll continue to run. Ice 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 will have another swashbuckle in a second, but the Surge is... Oh, or is it enough? He gets the lucky shot, Brock. Can he chase? He's got a shield crash. It's only the level 1 and won't be off cooldown before the Surge is. So Old 11 does manage to escape, and they get that kill on Abed underneath the tier 2 tower as well, diving in deep. Also, a couple of very deep wards there as well for Keen, so they have a lot of information on this bottom lane.
Yeah, and one of them is extremely uncharacteristic. I actually have never seen that ward placed behind that tier 2 there down in the bottom lane.
Yeah, very unlikely to be rewarded.
Look at that. It's just out of the range of the tower, too. That's a really nice ward watching from behind that tower.
Keen Gaming, quick with the action now. Back in with the smoke towards mid. They want to kill Abed again. They've just killed him down. Bottom of that tier 2. Chain Frost is out. The bounces with the creeps are perfect. Back over to DJ as well. They're going to clean up both of them. Keen Gaming moving in.
Seems like there's a bit of spikes coming out. Some lag coming in through.
That's the new buff to Chain Frost.
Now, that's another extremely fast move. I think Keen is playing exactly as their draft wants to. You look at it, and 4 of them are very mid-game timing, right? The Lash, the Sand King, your Lich, and your Darkseer, they really want to be playing the aggression in that early, in that mid-game, while the Troll kind of like farms up a little bit. They can bring you in, bring him, and get him involved too because they have that Ion Shell, but if they can just run around with the Sand King, just looking for kills constantly with the Darkseer, it's going to be exactly what they want to do to put the pressure onto Fnatic. As they know, I mean, they're versus like this Jug, Pango, Invoker. Can definitely be scary if they just start to slow down at all. But ISSI is only level 7, so he has been slowed down a decent amount. As we see, the old 11 in comparison, level 11 on the Darkseer. Old Chicken also has been slowed down, though. 3 deaths on the Leshrac in this game.
It's just sort of what MP sitting at the top on this Jug after that entire free farm that he had at the beginning of the game. And those early moves granting him good involvement with some big kills.
He doesn't have the greatest of core matchups, though. I mean, he's great versus the Lesh, but the thing is the Troll is actually just naturally great versus Jug, because you can't ever really set up for Omni/Slash opportunities, because he just pops Battle Trance, or, well, if he has it, of course, but you most of the time will. That's just the nature of the core matchup.
Lesh as well, Old Chicken, having that Yule's done. Yeah. It's going to have those defensive plays. They are trying to look towards in the jungle. They've got the Rolling Thunder. MP, of course, still with that Omni/Slash. Incredibly fast, and as expected, you know, farming in that safe lane.
Yeah. A little bit of a lull period here for them to farm up. They have Chain Frost up in about 10 seconds here for Dark, so Keen looks like they're starting to make their way toward top to fight this. It's only MP up here, too, but MP feels very safe because he's always got Spin TP at his arsenal that they cannot top in this game.
Still very close in the gold, though. Just 1k gold difference between the teams.
Yeah.
Keen with that slight edge. Having all 3 of their cores just generally in a better position. Abed and ISSI still sort of trailing behind by 1,000 gold.
And Abed, he has, I mean, but remember, he has gone for the Wex build, and he is committing for the full Spirit Vessel that we were talking about from earlier, so they are not really finding any kills with him that he would like to be, but he is still saving onto those earn charges.
Attempt to be made onto Kaka. He's got the Sandstorm. Do they have detection down? Doesn't look like they do.
They do not.
They will not go for that with the Rolling Thunder as yet. No Sentry or Dust available.
Top lane, DJ does have a Surge. Dark is kind of stalking him right now. They even have a ward to have watched him at the start, and that'll be a dead Rubik more than likely. Yeah,
easy catch with the Yule Scepter into the stun. DJ may have been able to pick up a few experience and gold, but he'll pay with his life. Keen Gaming getting him out of their half of the map, getting him out of that top lane. Just a couple of 100 gold, and Arbed will have the vessel. But as you say, it's all on Arbed to make plays, get involved then at that point onwards.
Yeah, I mean, they still have the combo play. That's the big thing that we talked about at the beginning for Fnatic, right? They've got the Curse. We haven't seen yet, but they've got the Curse, Rolling Thunder, and Invoker, which does have a pretty devastating combo to it if they can ever land it onto Keen's heroes. How is our timings for the mechs looking? Because I know I saw Javelin picked up from ISSI, so that'll delay him a little bit, but our Darkseer pretty much has the mech finished up, so that is probably going to be Keen's timing, is get the mech, and then we have a huge advantage over Fnatic in the sustained field. As ISSI
try, and go for him here with the Sinister Gaze. ISSI does get the shield crash, and with the Winter's Curse, he will be fine. They'll be able to hold back the Troll. Top lane, Old Chicken. Trying for the chase down onto DJ. DJ able to get into the trees, and Old Chicken doesn't want to hunt anymore. There's a lot of backup coming in for Fnatic. Old Chicken has to get out of here. If Arbed's able to get a catch onto him, could be in trouble. It is by the shrine, and extra TP's coming for Keen. So Fnatic in turn will back off.
This is exactly where Keen wants to fight here. The mech is coming out on the courier right now.
Yeah, Fnatic have got to be very careful
about
curse. Taking a fight around here.
Their big setup on Fnatic is on cooldown right now. They have to be a bit careful.
I mean, MP will be able to take the bounty room with the Blade Fury, and immediately goes for the TP afterwards. So at least able to take that away. 2 for 2 on the bounty rings across the map, Keen.
Yeah.
Able to get Kaka in position to grab the 2 down bottom.
Yeah, you could tell there's just no way that Fnatic had any intention of trying to take that fight. But Keen, they are definitely looking for fights. Just keep looking for it, as Kaka is farming that Blink Dagger too. He's only 400 away from it.
Yeah, with this creep wave, he'll have it pretty much.
Yeah.
And only MP down here, so no sort of slowdown in that regard. There we have it. Yeet. Diffusal Blade done on the Troll.
It's going to make it really nice for him to be sure that he can actually do something versus the Cold Embrace. He can at least still burn people's mana if they are caught inside of it, even if he is, you know, just battle trance hitting somebody. He at least has something happening during it. He also can now go for like these solo kills, and it's also going to make ISIS's life a bit harder, right? If he just gets like Diffusal, then the Troll gets on top of him, if you get rooted, you're not going to be able to get your ult off in some of those situations. So Keen smoked. They're looking for this fight.
Let's see if they get any of the big picks. Arbed is to the south. DJ's up here to the north. They'll only find DJ. They'll go for the smaller kill. Elsewhere, MP able to find the kill on Kaka with the help of Ice.
And that was just before the Blink Dagger was finished too, so.
Slowing it down just a little bit. Ice needing to be careful. He is going to be incredibly careful. He goes for the Rolling Thunder to just make sure that there is nobody behind Yi. MP as well. Blade Fury and TP out. They are going to look towards Old 11.
Curse.
They have the setup. They have the EMP, but of course Old 11 a lot of mana to play with, and he is pretty beefy. MP comes across, another shield crash, but the Frost Armor, it's there on Old 11. Old 11's trying to run himself away. They've lost jabs on the Wyvern, and with the Sinister Gaze on Ice, he's in trouble as well. 2 dead on Fnatic. Keen Gaming holding their own. And Old 11, they tried to go for this Darkseer, but with the start that he's got, he's a very hard target to kill.
And they kind of stacked their spells. They used the Curse as they used the Tornado. And right now, Abed, he went for Quas Wex, so his damage isn't that high right now. The Tornado is one of his higher damage spells as this right now, with being the 270, but...
I mean, and Kaka, he's just able to walk around from the side, gets a 2-man Burrow Strike, the vacuum back into the wall. Abed and DJ in trouble. They're just, well, they're straight up dead. I mean, did they not see him there? Was that sort of outside the night? He just walked around.
They did not expect that wraparound to come.
He just walked up and Burrow Struck the 2 of them. What are they doing?
Now they've got Edict on a tier 3 up on the high ground already. It's 17 minutes, Owen, and this was a close one. This is just blown up a bit here. It's a 5k gold lead for Keen.
That's a heavy damage done to that tower.
And they can back up. They have their mech. Actually, now they have full Guardian Greaves too on this Darkseer, who in the last situation, they almost brought him down because of the Spirit Vessel, but now he can just remove the Spirit Vessel with those Greaves. And how many? So they have Arcane Boots and a Greaves. So also, it helps a lot when you build Arcane Boots versus just the Quas Wex Invoker.
Oh,
They have these 2 pairs of them that are going to be very useful versus that EMP.
Old 11 just has a lot of answers for his team. This Darkseer is going to do so much. Anytime Fnatic try and look for a fight onto Keen Gaming. MP does have the Blade Fury TP out. Will get himself away from a full team reaction. Actually, the full 5-man of Keen Gaming were heading up to that point of the map. Fnatic will get themselves back together, start to push down mid, but they've got to be careful.
They're just not, I mean, Abed's just not getting opportunities to really play his Quas Wex the way he wants to.
He's still playing heavily from behind, and that's a beautiful play. Again, Old 11 vacuum into the stomp. He is cruising this game on the Darkseer.
This mid too, Yi.
You get the hold back. The MP will burn all of his mana. He does go for the Diffusal Blade slow onto Arbed. Still having a poke at this Invoker, feeling confident. I mean, as you would be if you have this Darkseer by your side, but oh, hang on. The closeness may punish them, as there's the setup with the Curse. Kaka will get himself out of range of the Rolling Thunder. Ice still connected onto the 2 of them. Does manage to roll across towards the Sand King, but there isn't any follow-up. As that's now the Curse, Rolling Thunder gone, and Keen Gaming, they're going to go straight forward, running down DJ and Arbed again getting caught together. DJ's going to fall, but Yi's on top of Ice. He's rooted up. Ice in a whole world of trouble as the Pango's gone. 2 dead, Sinister Gaze dragging in jabs into the Burrow Strike. 3 more dead. Fnatic are just crumbling in front of us, and Keen Gaming, they're loving it all the way.
Keen is just relentlessly running at them because they know they have this high extra amount of sustain too. Not only are they just ahead, but Darkseer, they know Darkseer has full Greaves, and Pango, we were talking about Ice. He went for the Javelin. His mech is so far delayed now that their sustain is much weaker in their overall fight. They're just getting ran at. They can't actually respond properly. They're unable to get their big like Curse into Pango ult there. They tried. They almost kill people, but then the Greaves come out and almost everybody's healed up.
I mean, how is it that this game, Arbed, is having such a slow performance? It's so ice, right? These are sort of the 2 players that we've seen be star players in the past for Fnatic so many times, but this game, they are struggling.
They're just not letting him get anything off.
Arbed just gets straight up Burrow Strike into the... Arbed's dead again. So's Ice. Fnatic.
Let's jabs.
And a crucial... Sorry, jabs, but at a crucial time, in a crucial game, in a crucial best of 1... It's just crumbling to pieces. Keen Gaming just walking over them. 19 minutes in, that's a mid-set of racks taken.
I mean, MP can't even do anything. MP is 2-0-3 in this game with like 190 last hits. He's got his Manta, he's got his Maelstrom, but his team just keeps getting caught out by these plays from Keen. Keen just relentlessly diving and catching Fnatic off guard.
Yeah, MP's got to be an absolute hero this game for Fnatic if they hope to swing this round.
Yeah, he really does.
He's got to do something absolutely magical. He's the one with the power, with the farm, because nobody else has. Both Arbed and Ice sitting down there on par with Kaka's farm and the Sand King. Yeah, sure, Kaka's having a good game, but still, you can't be down there at that value. They've got nothing to show for the 20 minutes of this game so far.
No, and they've already had damage issues entirely throughout this one versus those Greaves. Like we keep talking about the Darks here. He's going to have Pipe soon, too. Throw that on top. Fnatic's damage is just not going to be there.
How do they kill?
And look at the control. Immediately whenever Keen does make these aggressive plays, they put down these obs and sentries all over the place to control the area. Now we see Jabs. He's trying his best to buy all this reveal to deal with it, but this far on the back foot, 11k gold lead, 10k experience lead. Fnatic in a lot of trouble. They need some dream combos coming out from these curses.
They do.
Like Pango ultis, but
the thing is, there's just so many dream combos that Keen Gaming can roll out as well.
Yeah.
These vacuums that I keep saying, old 11, he has been playing this game absolutely beautifully on the Darks here.
It's one of his
It really
specialties.
is, and we're seeing it right here.
Yeah, they've got the mech now on the Pango, so they've got at least got a little bit extra sustain inside of the team fight. And MP is now, like, MP's here, and he's strong. He is still quite strong for his team.
Fnatic trying for this smoke on the low ground, however. Keen Gaming in that favorable position up top. They've scanned it out as well. They know it. Kaka, he just leads straight forward with the Burrow Strike. Ice will be able to turn. They get the Telekinesis, and with the Rolling Thunder, they should have a good shot at killing off Kaka, and they will. They'll get the Sand King. See if they can go for anything more, if they even want to. They may still have to be careful. Even 4 versus 5, Keen Gaming still hold a hell of a lot of power. That'll be the Tornado EMP looking towards old Lemon, but he's able to walk himself away. Gets out of any sort of combo. As Kaka will be back in 20 seconds. Fnatic, can they do anything else whilst they have the number advantage? That's the question. Still have to be careful. They're playing with an 11k gold deficit just 22 minutes in.
Yeah, they've got DJ with the Burrow Strike, one of the better steals that he can in this game, but now the Sand King's going to be respawning, and Keen, they're waiting in this area. They know that Rolling Thunder was used as well, so they have a little bit of a timing window too, where the fight just does not have a Pango ult, which Fnatic really needs inside the fights. And that, I believe, is, you see 11, he's the one who runs to the right side away from his team just because he wants to finish up the pipe. The rest of them are all sticking together.
Such quick timings on this Darks here.
Yeah. Greaves dominated pipe, 22 minutes, having a near flawless game, 4-1 and 11.
And just so much, I mean, we're seeing them land the follow-up as well. Just these vacuum Burrow Strikes, vacuum Earth Splitters. They're hitting it every single time, Keen Gaming.
I mean, the frequency that they can do it is much easier, right? Fnatic's is a full commit. When you commit the curse, you're committed. If you just throw like a vacuum and a stun, you've got an opportunity to at least, look to throw out your spells again afterwards. It's not like you're fully committed after that.
Well, smoke up. They're going for the long wrap round on this top area of the map. Fnatic, they've got to be careful. For Ice, he's pushing down bottom alone. Who we're seeing towards mid. It is just DJ out on that mid lane. Both Jabs and Abed on the high ground for now.
The back line of Fnatic is so weak. If they can ever pierce to it, there is no way that Fnatic can look to win a team fight. If they catch this Rubik or this Wyvern.
I mean, MP has made it all the way to the base. He's doing a fair bit onto this tier 3 tower. Will warrant a response from Keen Gaming. It'll just be old Chicken heading back to deal with the push.
But he's doing his job.
I mean, MP really is. He is doing everything he can to keep Fnatic in this game. Make sure that they have at least one presentable core for the fight.
Yep. He's top 2 net worth. He might even surpass Chicken at some point in this one. Just the way that he's farming his patterns. He's safe too, right? Like we're mentioning, he can Blade Fury TP freely. Roche is not drying it the fastest
Fnatic,
right now.
If they can pull off a play around this pit, this could be the beginning of a comeback. They need that dream setup. Ice, he's going to lead in, start the fight off with the Rolling Thunder. They'll jump forward. Deafening Blast is going to miss. It's going to whiff. The Rolling Thunder controller is still there onto Yi, but Yi gets the chance for the BKB out, and it will now chase towards MP. MP has to Blade Fury on the escape. Old Chicken already has the stun control onto Abed as Abed ticks down to the Diabolic Edict. MP is gone. 2 cores dead on Fnatic. Ice still trying his best to run away. He has another swashbuckle to get back towards that tower, and Keen Gaming will respect and leave him alone. But still, you're seeing MP and Abed. And MP, as well as we say, he's the core that actually has some sort... Well, he has a lot of farm. But in that fight, they just are able to stay alive. The Omni and the Blade Fury, it doesn't matter. Blade Fury ends. They just run him down. Keen Gaming getting the kills, getting the Roche. Aegis now on the Troll Warlord too. This game just continuing to look closer and closer to impossible for Fnatic.
Yeah, this might be one of the roughest performances I've ever seen from Abed, to be honest. He's just getting ran at in every single one of the team fights. He can't actually get his spells off.
No.
That one, Old Chicken just collapsed on top of him. I saw Jabs also trying to get any type of spell off on the Wyvern. No, he just got hit by like the Sand King. There's just, yeah, Keen's just running over them, really. And Fnatic unable to get their combo off. They're just not able to get it off at all in this game.
And even if they do, it's not
yeah,
enough damage.
At this point, no way. I mean, the Invoker is only level 12. He only has 2 points in Exort.
He only has a phase and a Spirit Vessel.
Yeah, I mean,
25 minutes in.
Quas Wex build, when you're doing this, you need to get like tons of kills coming out so you keep up in your levels, you keep up in your farm, and he's not able to find any. He's 1-6-4. Very tough game for Fnatic, as Keen seeming to be unstoppable here now with an Aegis as well. Taking out this tier 2 top and all surrounded, putting wards up too, getting all the vision ready for the plays constantly. And just so much disabled. Centaur, Leshrac, oh, Centaur stun, the stomp, the Conqueror of course, the Sanking, the Lesh, just so much follow-up.
Fnatic, they need something ridiculous here to slow this push down. Keen Gaming walking up to the high ground. Couple of spells thrown out to Yi. He doesn't care. He can stand his ground. BKB, Aegis, more than ready to use it. In fact, MP tries to step forward. But the stun is stun. They do get the Winter's Curse into the combo hit from Arbed. Good MP as well as he's burnt down a lot of the mana. They will kill off Kaka. But now the BKB comes out from Yi. They turn towards Ice. He is able to swashbuckle back up to the high ground. And that will deter the push. They are able to push Keen Gaming back.
They get their combo off. They only get the 1 kill, but you could see, look, we were just talking about the chain stun, right? They have the Conqueror, they have the Lesh, they have the Sanking. 1 stun onto any of these heroes, and they will get burst down from what Keen has right now. It's very threatening.
Yeah, MP's got to be so close how he walks up like that.
Yeah. Jab's just getting a very nice curse, but now they expanded a lot of their combo, and Kaka's back up in 10 seconds. Keen did not use anything there.
Yeah, Old 11's still poking around. A stun does land upon him, but he's so tanky. Can you really even attempt for this kill? Greaves are popped, he surges away. You've got to let him go.
He's got a Vanguard on top now, too. 43 HP per second.
He's not going to die this game.
No,
he died earlier.
Just the one time.
Just the one time. But since that, and for the rest of this game, I do not see this Darkseer dying.
No, he's... Yeah, level 18 is, well, absolutely massive in this game. Just, it's Old 11. I've seen him have such good performances on this Darkseer. Probably one of the better ones at the moment.
And such a good game for Darkseer too.
Yeah, just... I mean, he always makes it look like it's a good Darkseer too.
Yeah, that's true.
He really does. He always has the Centaur. He always is Ion Shang the Centaur before the team fight starts, and he finds good opportunities for Vacuum. As they'll clean up their final tier 2. And Fnatic just trying desperately to find farm on the map right now. You see Abed, he's playing top, trying to get
I was going to say, if anyone finds it, Abed's going to hope they give him a call.
Yeah,
because he's not finding it.
The 2 supports in base, though, like DJ and Jabs are both kind of 5 positions in this game with their farm. He has Vacuum stolen, though, at the moment.
Let's see what they can do. The Vacuum does set up to follow in a really nice Winter's Curse. The MP's down, but the 2 BKBs come out immediately afterwards. Old Chicken, Angie run into the base. Arbed, they're on top of him immediately. Arbed's trying his best to get back. The Chain Frost bounces there. He does have the Ghost Walk to get out, so he'll keep the distance, but MP dragged back into the stun. Blade Fury is out in time. MP will be able to retreat back to the fountain, but they'll lose both the supports. Buybacks from DJ and Jabs come into play. Let's see if they can get any of Keen Gaming. Keen Gaming focusing down Ice. We'll get the shield crash and swashbuckle off to safety. Telekinesis onto Yi. Do they have any further control? He's backing up. We'll get the slow out onto the three of them, and Keen Gaming will manage to walk away.
There are just these auras, right? The Darkseer, Greaves
so
and Pipe
much
right
sustain.
There. Everyone living on just not a sliver of HP, but relatively low HP, and
yeah.
I think they're going to want to go again. He uses a TP scroll to go to base, Boot to travel back down toward bottom. They're not. He even brings some salves. Starts salving his teammates up to full. They want to keep pushing this with this Aegis.
Yeah, they are playing to win to the max. Keen Gaming.
Is he salving the troll as well? Yep. He brought like 2 or 3 salves just to salve up his teammates so they continue this push.
Fnatic, they were able to push them back with 2 buybacks. Can they do it without them? As Keen Gaming up to the high ground once more. Tier 3 taken. DJ will get the deny. But the tower is gone. MP trying to lead him with the Blade Fury. The silence is there onto Old Chicken, but Kaka straight in onto Arbed. Cold Embrace buys Arbed some sort of safety. Winter's Curse onto the 2 of them, but the BKB's out from Yi. He walks straight past it, beats down Arbed. Arbed will buy back. Ice trying to control Old Chicken, but the BKB's still going. The stun control's there. Ice is dead. Another buyback utilized by Fnatic. Can they push them back? 2 cores having to buy back for this, both Ice and Arbed. But Keen, once again, they just walk it off.
Alive.
No one's going to die. Maybe Kaka. JK, he's got Frost Armor. He wants to get straight back in. There's the Burrow Strike, leads in for Ulchica's done. Vacuum onto 2. Both MP and Abed are gone. Ice as well, doesn't stand a chance. Everybody on Fnatic dying. The bottom racks are being taken. They haven't tapped out yet. Now they finally will. GG is called. And this has got to be so disappointing for Fnatic, being knocked out in such fashion. They just didn't play their game. Abed and Ice had no place in this match whatsoever. Keen Gaming, an absolute beating from them. They just cruised through this entire match. They made it look so simple, Keen.
I mean, that looks like the Keen that I just saw win a tournament. They were just running around, making plays nonstop, never hesitating. It was just nonstop aggression coming out from them, punishing Fnatic. And I mean, I said it, like, I don't think I've seen Abed have such a poor performance.
That was
in
one of the
very,
shakiest
very
games,
long time.
Indeed, that I've seen from them in quite some time. And obviously a lot of credit down to Keen Gaming for that, knowing how to break Fnatic in this all-important best-of-1. Keen Gaming moving on, and Fnatic here hitting the end of the road at this major.